morning. So it's one of those days, guys, that it's Wednesday. You already know that I love to talk on Wednesdays. But my grandmother died last weekend. And it's an interesting feeling because, as many of you have been following me know, my family is not close at all. And the roots dig so much deeper than just in general stuff. It's just like a lot of families like mine is not unique, have experienced the north versus south split. Before my cousin died, my great cousin, whom I was very, very close to, died. He's from the south, all of them from the south. Every time I go to the south, I get so much love from family members I barely even knew. The story is that these two brothers got into some kind of rift. One went up north, one stayed down south, but they had a very bitter separation, and so that kind of broke our family apart. But in any event, the way my family is up here, I love my family down south. I've been to visit plenty times. I was welcomed. But the way my family is up here is totally different. My grandmother died. Nobody is organized. Everybody is going their own way. And it's just, I really, really, really don't want to go to this funeral. And the reason is because, like, you know how you haven't seen somebody in like a year, 2 years, 6 months, 3, 5 years, some people. And I'm not one of them people. You know how some people be like, well, you ain't spoke to them in X amount of years. That don't change your love for them. I'm not one of them type of people. I really need affection and attention, you know. And so if I don't hear from you in 5 or 6 years, like even on Facebook, I expect a phone call. I expect something. So if I don't hear from you in that time period, or not a specific time period, but dang, call me, dog. Is you all right? Is you living? How you feeling? Because you can post anything on Facebook and it's just Facebook. Some people use Facebook for entertainment purposes. But then you get together at the funeral and it's like, I hate this. I hate to hear this. I hate to hear this. We really need to get together more. It's a shame that we only get together during a funeral. You think it's a shame that we only get together during a funeral? And it ain't on me. Although lately I've given up the notion. But I've always called. I've always called. I've always tried to go to gatherings I was invited to. And it's like funny because I was coming across a sign. And it said something like, people choose to include who they want to include for their memories. And it's true. Like, when I have fun, who do I call? People that I enjoy, people who I don't mind sharing my time with. So for somebody to be like, in my opinion, for somebody to be like, call me after 5 years, 5 months, asking for some money to contribute. If it wasn't for my aunt, who I'm very close with, I probably wouldn't contribute a dime. I'm not gonna lie, even though I didn't have no problems with my grandmother, but she just wasn't close to me. I love her and I remember things about her and advice that she's given me. Matter of fact, one time my sister stole from me, and my sister, we was getting food stamps. And what my sister doesn't know, she continues to tell my mother and my family members that she didn't steal. But what I've never said to her, so this will be the first time I'm mentioning it here, is that I went down to the welfare office and saw her signature. You know, I saw her signature. So it's just weird to me how, because of a funeral, people come together. We haven't had a family reunion in, I promise you, about 20 years. 20 years. So how should I feel about that? And I guess I'm heartless. But some people are very close to their families and their loved ones, but we're not. Just not, I'm not. We're not a close family. And it's irritating when they put on a front during a funeral. Now, did I bring that up because I care that some food stamps got stolen from me 20 years ago? No, not particularly. It was just brought up because that's one of the fondest reminders I have of my grandmother. We could have been closer, yes, probably. But the fact is, like, she wasn't one of those people who was, like, in the kitchen cooking, like, welcome home and how you doing, baby? And I suppose that's where my mother get that coldness from, for me anyway, because she pick and choose who she want to have a relationship with. Or who she want to work through certain issues with. The thing is, she just wants the relationship to go smooth with no bumps. And once it's smooth with no bumps, then she'll deal with you. But that's particularly the reason her and my sister get along really well. My sister is great at pretending, you know, and telling you what you want to hear. I honestly feel my sister, she one of them type of people. You know how back in the day, you know how you hang with your mom, you know how you hang with some kids, right? And you the most outspoken kid, okay? And so you talk you the most outspoken kid. The rest of them a little sneaky in their dealings, you know, around adults. They smile a lot and act coy a lot, and you know, I wasn't that type of person as you. I'm still really not that type of person. I just tone it down because I've matured a lot, but I wasn't that type of person. Let's put it like this, because it is what it is. I wasn't respectful. I wasn't a respectful kid, you know. If I seen an adult doing wrong, I would say an adult is doing wrong. And perhaps that comes from me being the oldest, though, you know. But she was the sneaky type. She'd do some dirt and then be around the adults all smiling and stuff like she ain't did nothing wrong. But that's kind of the same thing that I went through with that's kind of the same thing that I was going through when I was hanging with these girls. It was like 5 of us, and because I was the outspoken one, I seemed like I was the one who was always doing stuff when they would be setting up dates and all that stuff, and having sex. And I ain't even mean to get all off into that, but it was just a tie to the story about why I do feel endeared to my grandmother and why I do feel the need to help out. But especially it's because of my aunt that I feel the need to do that. But it's just an all-around weird situation, you know. I went up to work today, and I deal with my feelings later. Like, I don't right away, you won't catch me crying and all that stuff, because I really feel like it's a relief. Death is a relief for some people. But, and I say that she's the only one who believes me, my grandmother, because not only did she believe me, because now that I'm thinking about it, I do believe that I told my mother about the signature. See, back then we didn't have cell phones, so you couldn't take a picture of a signature, you know. Like I shouldn't even have to do that, because I should be believed, but whatever. But anyway, so my grandmother, not only did she believe me, but she helped feed me for the rest of the month, you know. I didn't get nothing from my mother, nothing, to help cover that cost of being stolen from. So I brought that up just to remind myself that when me and my grandmother did interact, it was good and it was positive, and there was nothing that was, even when we sometimes had disagreements, she would call and make sure I was okay. So will I go? Yes, probably, with the support of my girls. I probably will go. I just told them today what happened, because I don't open up to people like that. And it's just because I don't have the support. So I just think that people not going to give me support. But sometimes people that's not even related to you will give you more support than people that are. So I just hope that you guys, you know, if you do have a close-knit family, that you, or if somebody is reaching out to you, trying to be close to you and your family, that you do find a way to find forgiveness or love in your heart to move on from the past, especially if it's petty and minuscule. Now, somebody threatening your life for something crazy like that, or you've tried and tried and tried and tried and tried again, and they just don't want you, that's a different thing, in my opinion. But if somebody is reaching out to you and you still holding on to something that happened 20, 30 years ago, you got serious issues. And God said that if you can't forgive other people, you're not going to be forgiven. So that pretty much closes this video out. And y'all take care. Thanks for listening.